Before we cover the object manager here, I will talk just briefly about the viewport, and we will create a simple object for that purpose. Okay, we can go here and create, let's say, a simple cube. Okay, if you now press the Alt key, as we saw previously, you will orbit the view with your left mouse button pressed, of course. And you probably figured this one out by yourself, but if you press the Alt key and the right mouse button, you can zoom in and zoom out. And of course, with the middle mouse button, you can move the scene. Okay? What you probably don't know, or it will be a little bit difficult to figure out, is what if this object is here far to the right and it is currently selected, and you're trying to orbit around it and it feels kind of unnatural, or maybe you deselected this object and wanted to orbit around this area. Well, simply when you're orbiting the camera with your Alt key and the left mouse button pressed, you can press the Shift key and immediately the camera will orbit the view center. That means the center point of your viewport. Of course, one more thing that you can do is, if you press the Control key along with the Alt key, then the orbiting will start in the object's origin. In this case, this is the camera. So you can feel the camera moves, but it stays in its position. It just rotates and looks around. Naturally, whenever you select an object and press the Alt key and left mouse button, everything will, let's say, revolve around it, because the camera will be focused to that object. Okay, for example, one more thing about viewports is, let's say you have two objects that are, let's say, for some reason apart, and you will probably, your first thought will be, okay, if I want to work on that object, I should pan the camera, then zoom in, pan again and zoom in a bit more. So now I have this object in focus and I can work with. Well, the most simplest thing to do without manually getting to another object is to select it here in this object manager, which we will cover right now, and press the S key on your keyboard, and immediately your viewport, let me just zoom out a bit, will center your view around that selected object. Let's try it again. Let's select this cube again here in the object manager, or if it is on your view path, you can also select it here and press the S key. Okay. This also works on multiple objects and groups. It all depends where is your object or your object's parent. But we will talk about this a bit later. Okay, now let's cover the object manager.